Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and Justin, the highlight Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez is official for being the TUF 26. Yeah, I believe it's TUF 26. Yeah, season redemption was 25, I think. So TUF 26 coaches. What are my thoughts? So, I like the matchup. I think Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje is a good matchup, kind of like the same in the sense of how Michael Johnson and him were like, all right, this shit should be a brawl, it should be a war, it should be fun. It's kind of that same shit with Eddie, that it really should be a fun fight, like how Alvarez and Poirier were like, this shit should be fun, and it turned out being fun. It ended the way it ended. Which brings me to the point, I feel like they definitely should have ran that back before doing this, man. Like I'm totally okay with the matchup. I like the matchup. It's a good name. Alvarez is a good name to have on your resume, but all right, so don't get me wrong. I like the matchup. I think the fight should be fun. But Eddie Alvarez is not that great of a position. So, Eddie Alvarez, he's on a losing. I guess like you could consider that no contest a loss because it's not a win, and he was getting his shit clipped up, and like the moments he had where he was dominant, he was throwing an illegal knee. You know what I mean? So I feel like they need to clear that air. You can't just do Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje when Poirier was the one winning that fight before he got hit with illegal knees. You know what I mean? And yeah, he was rocked too, but they both could get rocked and come back and do their damn thing. So I was like, I like the matchup, but it's just like, so what? You're just leaving it unfinished. You know what I mean? And that was a fun fight. So you're not giving the fans closure to that. Another thing is, dude, like what I was saying, Eddie's not that great of a position, so he might go full Pettis. And what I mean by that is just straight hold you to the gate, because I don't think he wants to engage in any more wars, man. His chin is taking some damage. Connor clipped him up, and I feel like he doesn't want to get into those wars anymore. Because, he needs to get in a bit of a good position, and that's risky. I don't think he has that Gaethje mindset right now. Because Eddie gets into brawls, don't get me wrong. Eddie puts it on the line. I have respect for Eddie. But, dude, just what I've seen from Gaethje so far, it's like, he doesn't care. He gives no fucks, man. He's like, listen, I'm going to knock you out or I'm going to get knocked out. And I'm perfectly fine with that. So it's like, and it's not just words. It's not just fucking words. It's his actions personified. You know what I mean? Not his actions personified. It's his actions put into words. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's equivalent. There's no, to quote Nick Diaz, there's no fucking wolf tickets. He's being real about it. So I just hope. So since this is official, this is set. I don't know if I want to. I haven't watched TUF in forever. The only TUF show I watched recently was this new one, the redemption one with No Love and TJ Dillashaw, which is honestly at this point just a bunch of blue balls. Because the fights on the season wasn't that great in my opinion. It looked lower level. The fights looked like a lower promotion fight. And it's just like the entertainment factor was supposed to be within the drama. But then that shit got played out, and then it looked a bit stupid. And then it wasn't really like fun back and forth. It was like almost brawls, and it was like a bit of like, I don't know. It was fun to watch, but it wasn't like as good as I thought it would be. You know what I mean? Like when they were announcing the the shows coming on, Cody, TJ, all that, and as it's getting closer, that picture, they leaked the picture of fucking Cody with his fucking hands around TJ's neck, and I was like, oh shit, this season is gonna be fucking good. And that's what made me watch it, to be quite honest with you, because I wanted to see how that shit was gonna play out. I mean, I think all of us MMA fans have been at least knowing of the fucking Dillashaw alpha male beef, or Elevation alpha male beef, and it would have been good to see some like face to face interaction and a bit of closure or something. And you didn't really, I don't know, man. It was just kind of like the same thing, just in person, if that makes sense. You know, what they'd be calling into MMA Hour, talking to Ariel separately, is essentially like all we heard. There's nothing new, and it was alright. It was cool. It was alright, man. And the fact that we didn't even get to see the fight yet, it's like, fuck that. You know what I mean? It kind of I feel like I honestly feel like I wasted my time a bit. But shout out to Jesse Taylor for winning that, because I remember watching that season. I actually watched that season, and I was like, oh shit. I think maybe when I was like in 11th grade, or like 10th or 11th. I think like 11th grade. So that was probably around, I don't even know, like 2009, 2010, something around then. And then I remember I was really watching a lot of TUF seasons. I was actually like kind of binge watching a few TUF seasons then. And then maybe it was earlier than 11th grade. Maybe it was 10th grade. But I mean, this is fucking irrelevant as fuck. But yeah, so that was really the last time that I was watching TUF. And then you know, it's just like, was it 12? I don't even know, man. It was in high school, we'll put it that way. So I haven't watched TUF since fucking high school. And then yeah, dude, it's just like, it's like, I'm not gonna watch it, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna watch it, because it's not gonna, I don't know, man. We'll see what they do with the TUF season to spice it up, but I'm not gonna watch it, man. But I'm definitely gonna watch the fight. And the fuck is good with Poirier, man. And I heard that Kevin Lee was offered the coaching position against Alvarez, and then Alvarez, he was waiting on Alvarez, and then they just announced this. I much rather would have seen and here's the reason why, before people get on my case, I would have rather seen Alvarez Lee, because that is a decent enough stepping stone. Not calling Eddie a stepping stone, but if Kevin Lee were to get that could kind of put him into that top 5 position. You know what I mean? Justin Gaethje's already in that top 5 position. Now he needs someone to get him into that title shot. I don't think Alvarez is that person. Maybe if he has an incredible performance, another, I don't know what he would have to do, but it'd need to be something spectacular to get a fucking title win off of Eddie Alvarez at this point. Especially with his placement in the rankings, which I'm not sure what it is. I have to look. Yeah, let me Google this shit before I'm talking this shit. I'll prepare for this. Yeah, so Eddie Alvarez and Eddie Alvarez, which Eddie Alvarez is going to show up? You know what I mean? Is he just going to get clipped? Alright, so Gaethje might just force that fight. Because Gaethje has that kind of style where you're going to fight his fight. You know what I mean? Just from the forward pressure, from the just cutting the ring off, just really with just that alone is kind of enough to put you in a bad position where you're not really dictating. And with the way he chops at the legs, and just his pressure in general, that may force you to engage, or you're just gonna get beat up. So I'm really hoping it's a good fight, like fan friendly fight. And the reason I'm hoping that is only because Eddie Alvarez may just go Pettis. He may just hold him. He may just hold him down and get the win. And I'm not trying to see that shit, because that shit wasn't entertaining before. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Eddie Alvarez got a title shot off of that Pettis win. So you know what? Gaethje actually might get a title shot off of Eddie. So if he beats Eddie and he's in that title talks, I wouldn't be mad. But I would have rather him have a more of a catalyst to contention fight. Give me 1 second while I Google this fucking ranking shit. And yeah, so I mean, fucking amazing debut. I'm cool with this fight. You know what I mean? I would have rather more of a top 3 guy. Nate Diaz Gaethje would have been fun too, but I don't think they would have cut the check for Nate. Especially if Nate didn't do Nate Tony. I don't see him coming out for Gaethje. That'd be a good matchup. All right, man. Eddie Alvarez is currently ranked number 3. Okay, dude, I changed my mind about this. I changed my whole fucking mind about everything, dog. Honestly, I think it's a good fight, because I'm not going to lie to you. I thought after that Poirier fight, I thought Eddie dropped out of the top 5. If Eddie's top 3, let's go, son. Let's go. You know, it's good either way, because if Eddie wins it, he's kind of back into, all right, I beat a tough guy, but then you don't know. But I mean, after his performance, after Gaethje's performance, he's definitely proven. But because to bring down Eddie's win, people might bring down Gaethje. But you know, it works for Eddie, because if he wins this, he's like, all right, I still got it. I'm still tough. I could beat elite people. I just had some bad nights. If Gaethje wins it, it's a favorable matchup. Should be a good fight, and it's the catalyst to contention I was talking about. I didn't even know that he was top 3. I'm glad I actually Googled this shit before I wrapped up this video, because I was about to wrap this shit up without even looking it up. So now that I know that Eddie is ranked number 3, I like this fight. If he wins this, I would say it depends on what's going on in the landscape of the division, but I would like to see I'd like to see Gaethje in that title talk soon. You know what I mean? Like soon, because I think he earned it off of that shit. You know what I mean? Not just riding the hype or anything like that, but to come in from World Series and do that to Michael Johnson, who not many people do that to him. If you look at Michael Johnson's career, only the top guys really beat him. You know what I mean? And when he fought, the problem with Michael Johnson is he kind of gets sucked into people's games. Like when he got sucked into Nate Diaz's game when him and Nate fought. So he got sucked into Gaethje's game when they fought. So you know, I like it. Now that I know that Alvarez is number 3, it helps Gaethje. And yeah, man, that's what's up. So I'm pumped for it. I would have liked them to clear the air with Poirier and all that. Because if Poirier did win it, and then Poirier jumped up our rankings, Justin would be a good fight too. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun matchups. Lightweight division's looking real good. You already know. It's Mastermind MMA.